All right, guys, I got a challenge lock here called the Desert Eagle. And I think looking at the key, you can probably understand why that would be, Desert Eagle. This is Joel's second attempt at a challenge lock. Well, he sent several very nice ones. The previous one, I got a very deep fault set, and then the lock completely jammed. I couldn't pick it, and I couldn't return it to the original condition to reset everything. Something inside jammed up. So this is the second attempt. Said he remachined some pins. We're going to give it another try. Let's see what we got here. So I think the other one, Joel, is a engineering student, I believe, and I think he over-engineered something on it. He also said in the note to only go counterclockwise. So, you know, I can't do that. I can't follow the builder's instructions, right? It is a 6-pinner. I counted the plugs on top, and I'm just checking the spring tension, and it seems like they're all the same. So let me zoom in a little bit here. We'll use some top of the keyway, and I will go clockwise against Joel's recommendations. Lock's got to work both ways. So, all right, very light tension. I know how much Joel likes. In fact, let me move the microphone a little closer so I can get it to cooperate. There we go. And see if we can pick up some sound. Joel really likes to use the tap. So very light tension. There was a couple of good clicks. I feel like almost everything in here is threaded. Kind of treating it like an American padlock with a lot of serrated stuff. Very light tension. That was 4, and I just might have overset him. He suddenly gave way. No, there we go. That's 3. Oh, that's 2. Has some counter rotation on him. Can't tell if that's warding or if that's actually the pin. I'm getting no counter rotation, so I think that's the warding. I do have a fault set, but here we go. That's pin 3. And I kind of lost that fault set. So I might have overset that guy. Nope, got it back. That was pin 4. And, oh, that is what happened last time. Super deep fault set. But this is where the lock failed last time. I couldn't return it. Yeah, this one does work. So let's keep trying to pick it. There's probably a T-pin in there somewhere, is my guess. All those are picked. All right, the only one that I did not pick is 2, and he's solid, like he doesn't want to be picked. But he's the only one I didn't pick. Let's give it a try. Maybe a sharp ledge in there. So lighten up on my tension a little bit. He just kind of feels like he's spring-loaded now. Maybe he's not the one. No, he's the only one. It's got to be him. Nope. It was him. Nice. Pin 2. Got to be a sharp edge on him. All right, let's see what Joel has inside of here. See what an engineering student can come up with. Oop, come on, back out, back out. Here we go. We do have the key. This little 45 guy. You'd think I know how to work a holster. Looks like hand filed. Make sure it does work. If it doesn't work, you won't see a gutting. Yeah, it does. It works both ways. All right, as you would expect, I don't know why we'd only want to pick him in one direction. Probably because that's the way I picked him last time when it jammed up. We're just trying to avoid a potential failure, I guess. Get these guys up there. Get that key. That key sticking out the back there is kind of not to be expected. All right. We have some slots machined in the top of this. How cool is that? Got to figure out why in just a moment, but let's just keep that in mind. So 2 and 3. We definitely had trouble with 2, so figure out what's going on here. These engineers, you never know what they're going to come up with. All right, the first one is very nicely serrated. 2 in the slot is a standard pin. 3 is also a standard pin. So those 2 slots were both standard pins. I would expect something a little more exotic. Serrations on that guy, real fine serrations. We have a standard pin in 5, and number 6 is another standard. We do have some threads in there in chamber number 1 and chamber number 4. I want to say, let me grab the pick here, that 2 and 3 are undercut, but they're not. They're just, it's nicely ramped on both sides. So no telling what we're after here. Let's see what he's got upstairs. All right, 1 serrated. And a very light spring. Okay, 2. This is where we try to start seeing some magic. A deep spool. Very deep. I can see why it might have jammed up last time. Perhaps that broke or bent. Okay, another fairly light spring. 3. Another one of these really nice, very sharp spools. Another light spring. We have a serrated, kind of. Light spring. Let's turn it around, go the other way. That way nothing springs out. So, surprise. All right, here we go. Number 6. Very nice. Very deep spool. Got 2 middle cuts on it. With a light spring. All these springs are pretty much the same in terms of tension. And then number 5. That spring felt like he's a little bit stronger. I mean, not extraordinarily so, but he was pushing this little guy. Very nice. Oops. Oriented like that. And the spring looks like he's stretched out. Light spring, but stretched out a little bit. Inside of the body, take a quick look here. I see chamber number 5 is threaded. And that's it, just chamber number 5. So 5 is threaded here, 1 and 4 are threaded here. All right, so 1, let's hold this up here. 1 was threaded, so that would have lined up with a lot of serrations here. Number 2 and 3 had that really weird slot machined in there. And while it did seem to catch, the only thing I can figure, let's grab a tweezer and take just a second to figure out why Joel would have done this. If this guy was down here below the shear line, it would have turned, and that sharp edge, if I can get the camera to cooperate, that sharp edge does catch. Come here, you. Don't do it through the camera lens, Bill. That is undercut. It's undercut just enough to grab the sharp edge of that, and literally I can suspend that core from that. So no matter which way you go, probably, yeah, no matter which way you go, that one is really tight. Where'd he go? I dropped that guy. That one was really tight. He just wedges right in there and will not come out. So Joel, that is very creative. Had I been using any kind of tension at all, like when I started to get a fault set, if I'd suddenly pushed it hard, it probably would have locked that dude up and I never would have got him out of there. So that's why we had that extraordinary fault set. In 2, that's how he was lined up, just exactly like that. All right, come out of there. All right, so that was number 2 and 3. Number 4 was threaded, and that again lines up with these 2 serrated guys, so serrations in threaded cores. You got that, and then number 5 was threaded in the Bible, but not in the core. So you got some little serrations and some things for sharp edges to hook up on there. So there you go, Joel. Extraordinary effort. I wouldn't have expected any less from an engineering student. Quite creative. Anyway, appreciate all the effort you put into this and for having the patience to take back a jammed up lock and rebuild it right the second time. Great job. Anyway, fellas, thanks for your time. Stay safe. Stay legal. All right, Joel did include a note. Open after gutting. Forgot about this, so it's still sealed. Let's go ahead and open it up and take a look, see what Joel had to say. I think we discovered most of the secrets already. Let's just see what he says. Let me open this off camera just in case he put his address in there. Nope. Okay. Yeah, he kind of showed us what we were looking at. So they got caught up in those 2 grooves. The deepest channels cut into the sides of the chamber allow the sharp end of the spool to lock into it. Said he had a little trouble with he ruined 2 cores trying to get it right, but looks like he got it perfect. Thanks again, Joel. Appreciate all of the effort.